breaking news. JJ Reddick has agreed to become the next head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers on a 4-year deal. What's up, everybody? Welcome into the Lakers Report by Chat Sports. My name is Patrick Siepman, and on today's show, we're going to be giving you guys everything you need to know about JJ Reddick becoming the next head coach of the Lake Show. But before we dive into it, got to make sure you guys are subscribed here to the channel. We are over 52,000 strong here on YouTube, so I'd appreciate it if you guys haven't already. Hit that subscribe button, lock us in as your go-to Lakers YouTube channel, and also let's just help increase our lead against Knicks Now by Chat Sports just a little bit. So if you guys are new here and haven't hit that sub button, help me out and subscribe today. But the breaking news was broke by Adrian Wojnarowski, where he said ESPN Sources are saying JJ Reddick has agreed on a 4-year contract to become the next head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers. Rob Pelinka offered the job this morning, and Redick started working on a staff to surround himself with experience. Key point there. I'm very curious to see who the assistant coaches are going to be for the Lakers. Could they maybe go get a Borrego or a Sam Cassell, even though we did get reports that they wouldn't be interested to be assistants on his staff? Maybe they throw him a good enough offer, and maybe that's the case. But Woj also quote tweeted that, saying this: Pelinka became sold on Redick's ability to connect with players and his basketball IQ, and believes surrounding him with an elite coaching staff will help to shorten the learning curve into his first coaching job. This is a very interesting tweet from Woj. I'll be diving into that and give you guys my personal thoughts here in a little bit, but I just got to talk about, the biggest elephant in the room, and it is this. It is the fact that LeBron James and JJ Reddick had a whole podcast together this past offseason. And now JJ will be coaching LeBron this upcoming year. And, this will be interesting, Lakers fans. No doubt about it. Like, this just adds, just so much more drama and juice to this upcoming year for the Lake Show. And, listen, it has been a revolving door of head coaches for the Lakers. Dating back to 2016, you had Luke Walton for 3 seasons, all the way up to the 2019 year. Then Frank Vogel took over, won a championship in the bubble. As I do think that Lakers team was one of the best teams we have seen in the NBA of recent memory. But then Darvin Ham got hired and then fired 2 years later. And now that leaves us here. JJ Reddick. I can't believe I'm actually saying it, even though it was very obvious that was going to happen, that, that he is going to actually be the coach of the Lakers. This is also coming in from Shams right now. The deal is reported to be an $8 million deal. And also the Lakers believe that JJ Reddick could be their version of Eric Spoelstra. This is just something. But let's dive into some concerns I have around Reddick becoming the next head coach, and then I'll give into some positives here later. But the number one concern, no doubt, is locker room leadership for Reddick. Like, how will he be able to command that locker room? How will the players, or how will he be able to earn the players' respect? That will be a huge kind of point on if Reddick will be successful this upcoming season, because that matters a whole lot more than the X's and O's, in my opinion, especially in the NBA. We know the superstars, they drive the league. Yes, X's and O's help you get, better on the margins, in my opinion. But the locker room leadership, just being that vocal leader, that's going to be his biggest kind of red flag heading into this new position for Reddick. But also, this is a completely new position. The biggest concern about JJ is, sorry, I'm just looking at stuff, seeing if I could get some more news for you guys as we're midway recording this, but he's never been a head coach. Like, he's never coached in his career. Like, just the ins and outs, the day-to-day, he is going to have to learn how to go through that and how to navigate that as a head coach in the NBA. And then we touched on the podcast a little bit, but the LeBron favoritism, I'm not saying it's a bad thing to favor LeBron, as, every head coach, every organization just, leans, the favoring their best player just a little bit. Well, JJ Reddick, if he even shows slight favoritism to LeBron, it's almost like coaching your kid as a dad, where it's like you don't want to show, your kid too much favoritism, because then the other kids on the team will be looking at you differently. I think JJ is going to have to be fighting that same battle here coaching LeBron, because if he doesn't, hold LeBron to that same standard as everybody else, well, then I could see the other players in the locker room, getting turned off by it. And, you got to start thinking about life after LeBron. Like, was this a hire by the Lakers where, were they trying to get a guy who was going to instill culture, who was going to instill, a winning brand of basketball here in Los Angeles? Or were they just trying to go in on a 1 to 2 year window and make LeBron happy? You got to be thinking about it. Like, who, after LeBron, what does the post-LeBron era for the Lakers look like? Is it around Anthony Davis? Do they go all in on a Donovan Mitchell or a Trae Young now and really try to take advantage of this 2-year window? It's all going to be interesting. But I want to ask you guys this. Even though JJ Reddick did sign a 4-year deal, we just saw with Monty Williams getting let go after 1 year of a 5-year deal, it could definitely happen where he gets fired midway through his tenure. But I'm going to put the over-under at 2.5 seasons for Redick as the Lakers head coach. I want you guys to comment below. Give me an O for over or give me a U for under. I will say this. I think this means LeBron's going to be back. I would be so shocked right now if the Lakers do end up or if LeBron ends up moving off the Lakers. Like, that just, I just cannot see that happening. I think it's no doubt this means LeBron James would be back. Now, could this mean the Lakers are now going to target Bronny at pick 55 or, I don't even want to throw this out there, but could they even take him at pick 17? We'll see how that turns out. But I think no doubt about it, LeBron James will be back in the purple and gold. And, Tex, if actually you want to go back to that second Woj quote, I want to break down some of the positives he was saying around JJ Reddick as, I think people are going to panic at this at first and say, oh, this was, favoritism. He got this because of his connections with LeBron James. And I hear all that. But what Woj said about Pelinka being sold on Reddick's ability to connect with the players. So I mentioned this take on a show a couple weeks ago where I was talking about the social media era we live in right now, where all these young players are coming up, they're checking their phones after the game, they're seeing what everybody, is saying about him. And, JJ Reddick is a very well-respected basketball analyst out there in the basketball media world. So I think these young players that are coming out of college, are already in the league, already view JJ Reddick as an elite basketball mind. Maybe they could be saying to themselves, or not saying to themselves, but giving him the benefit of the doubt of just, respecting him, and maybe that will help him, win over the locker room. And then, you can't deny his basketball IQ. I've listened to that podcast, Mind the Game, countless a number of times, him and LeBron, and just hearing them break down the game. I mean, they break it down at an absolute high level. So there's no doubt about it. JJ, he knows the game. He knows the X's and O's. He knows the ins and outs. It's just going to come down to the little things. And I did like how it seems like the Lakers are going to plan on building an experienced coaching staff around Redick, which I think is the best, way to approach this, because he is going to have a huge target on his back, no doubt about it. And, I think if the Lakers start the season off slowly, maybe they get off to, a 5-11 start, whatever it may be. Like, I could see then, I could see like the players just looking around and be like, man, this is the guy we hired. We got LeBron James and Anthony Davis. We're trying to win a championship, and you took a chance on a guy who has yet to coach in the NBA. There are so many different angles that you could take on this, but, my kind of final take on this hire of JJ Reddick is I think you can view it however you want. You can view it, if you're an optimistic person, you're saying to yourself, this is a very smart basketball mind. He's a young head coach. He already has a great relationship with the players. He'll be able to instill a culture of winning basketball here in Los Angeles. But if you want to take a pessimistic view on it and you want to be negative, you could say, oh, the Lakers only hired him because of his relationship with LeBron James. This was all politics. Like, he didn't earn this coaching job. I just really think this is, a situation. You can view it how you want to view it. But that is the news of the day. JJ Reddick is the next head coach for the Los Angeles Lakers. Obviously I do wish personally for the Lake Show it was Dan Hurley, but JJ Reddick on around $8 million a year will be the next head coach for the Lakers. And I'm going to get this number right real quick. I'm just curious, comparing that to so they gave Hurley a 70 for 60 deal, or a 70 for 6 deal, which is around $11.6 million. So they're going to give JJ Reddick around $3.5 million less than they offered Dan Hurley. Just wanted to get you guys that information, to round out today's show. But you guys let me know. Grade the hire of JJ Reddick. Give me an A, B, C, D, or F. I'd probably, I'll be positive. I'll take the optimistic view. I'll go B+ for the hire of JJ Reddick, but I'm sure you guys are going to have your own thoughts down below. And make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Lakers are going to be getting active this offseason. They got to make some moves to take advantage of these last, couple of years for LeBron James. So hit that sub button, lock us in. See you guys next time. Go Lakers.